I was sitting one afternoon in the National Archives back in about 1982 in Pennsylvania Avenue. George Wagner, the head of the German Documents Division, he was there, and we were talking. A cardboard box was on the table. It had just been brought in from the National Institutes of Health in Bethesda, Maryland. Somebody had brought it in saying all these documents are German. They should probably be in the National Archives rather than here in our archives in the National Institutes of Health. And after a while I was reading something, but I kind of idly dipped my hand into the box and brought out a little pocket notebook. And I opened it, and it's a German diary in execrable handwriting, so it's probably a doctor's handwriting. And it refers to patient A. Patient A did this. Today, patient A not feeling very well. I look up 20th of July 1944, the day of the bomb attempt on Hitler's life, and there it is, the bomb attempt on patient A. It's the diary of Dr. Morell, Hitler's personal physician, the man who was his doctor from 1937 to 22nd of April 1945, a few days before the end. I found it. I copied the entire diaries. I published them as a book called The Secret Diaries of Hitler's Doctor. In 1983 we did that. William Morrow in this country published it. Sidgwick and Jackson published it in England. But as appendices, I've published also all the other documents I found, which were the urinalyses, the blood serologies, the Wassermann, the Meinecker test, and various other tests that were specific for venereal disease, sexually transmitted diseases, they're now called. Negative in Hitler's case. He was not tainted with any trace of any sexual transmitted disease, which doesn't prevent the History Channel and all the historians, the conformists, rehashing and serving it up warm all over again, the story of Hitler's sexual diseases and problems, based on the Kirsten diaries. They've not bothered to look at the real diaries written by Hitler's own physician and doctor, which contains everything, including, for example, Hitler's electrocardiograms. The first one there is dated August 1941, the first one in his dossier, the Morell dossier. An electrocardiogram, August 1941, with the diagnosis in the top right-hand corner, patient A, diagnosis, rapid progressive coronary sclerosis. It's quite amusing. The Morell diary then shows that a few weeks later, or a few days later, Hitler says to Morell, his doctor, as probably many people say to their doctors, "Doctor, I can take it if you find out from your tests on me that I'm only got a short while left to live, or that there's some disease gaining control of me. You've got to tell me, because it's your duty, because I have things that I have to do, and I want to make sure I do them, that I have enough time." Morell effectively said, "Well, Monsieur, it's funny you should be saying that, because we've now kind of got your electrocardiograms, and they show rapid progressive coronary sclerosis." Hitler said, "What does that mean?" So Morell explains it to him in layman's terms, heart muscle defect, and says that two things can happen: either a sudden spasm, angina pectoris, or the light may go out. That's why Hitler begins speeding things up from August 1941 onwards. People say, well, he seemed like a man in a hurry. He was a man in a hurry, because I don't think he would have survived much longer after 1945 anyway. The portrayal of Hitler in the film The Downfall is very accurate in that respect. He was a man teetering towards the edge.